Industrial Revolution, our ability to harness energy has propelled our world forward, enabling us to reach higher, further, faster, and move way beyond our wildest expectations. We've travelled great distances, built megacities, enabled precision engineering, and challenged gravity itself. All overwhelmingly powered in one form or another by fossil fuels. But tomorrow's world needs cleaner energy with fewer emissions. A universal energy transition is underway, and in this new series, Decarbonisation from What to How, I'll be exploring how the public and private sectors can create the right conditions for the journey to net zero, what it will take, and what is at stake. I start by interviewing Anna Mascolo, Executive Vice President of Shell's Low Carbon Solutions. Now, global attention increasingly seems to be on energy transition and the need to move away from fossil fuels. So what will it take to accelerate energy transition?
So first of all, let me start from the fact that the world needs energy today, everywhere, accessible, cheap, and everything we do is linked to energy. You and I came here today by public transport. Other parts of the world need energy for hot water or electricity, or maybe we need to go on a holiday and take a flight going forward. So everywhere, energy is what we do, what we touch, our clothes, and it's a must-have for society. And we have learned over time that also this energy needs to be lower carbon. And whilst the world is demanding to have energy accessible and cheap and lower carbon, we also need to make sure that that transition is balanced between what we have today and what we're looking and aiming for the future, so a net zero and carbon-free world.
You've made it very succinct and logical. So how is Shell positioned to solve the challenge?
So Low Carbon Solution is a division within Shell where I say we tackle the stubborn emissions, so the ones that are more difficult to get solved. The ones that you cannot tackle through the use of renewable generation, so use of wind or solar power. So when we're looking at the solutions, then we bring them together with the hard-to-abate sectors. So the sectors, again, where you need high energy intensity, like biogases or biofuels, sectors like aviation, shipping, commercial road transports, or heavy industries like steel, cement, manufacturing chemicals, again, where you need a high energy intensity to manufacture the goods that people produce.
You've been very selective, haven't you, about the solutions that you choose. Can you tell me why you've decided to choose the ones that you're supporting, I suppose?
Yeah, and you're right. We've been quite selective in which solutions we go after, which customers, which countries, with a view of making sure that as an organization, I call it focus for impact. We really can tackle the customers that we know best. We are a supplier today of jet fuel to the aviation industry, so we are best placed also to bring sustainable aviation fuel in the future and as well as today, or maybe to bring hydrogen to the picture. The same is for the shipping industry or for the commercial road transport industries. So we really work with the customers that we know best, where we can make an impact. We also work with the solutions that maybe are closer to our technology know-how. Biogases are very close to our expertise in gas and liquefied natural gas. Biofuels, again, very close to our refining processes. Hydrogen, again, is a gas that we handle in our refineries, but again, we want to make sure that we handle a lower carbon and hand in hand with the customers we know best.
So we have to look at cost. Cost is always a challenge, a problem. How are Shell proposing to help solve the cost challenge to cleaner energy solutions?
Look, the cost piece is really a big barrier to entry in a way to scale some of these solutions. So the cost challenge is a natural one that happens when you're creating almost like a new industry or a new energy solution. And if I think about LNG, so liquefied natural gas, Shell was at the foundation of bringing liquefied natural gas as an energy solution to customers. And of course, over time, that solutions has become now affordable and accessible, but it was not like that at the beginning. Now, if you're looking at the solutions of the future, what will be really important is to make sure that we bring supply and demand together. And all the parties that benefit from energy along the value chain will actually be able to contribute to solve the cost challenges. And that can be done in many, many different ways. So let's look at the aviation industry. For the aviation industry, again, an industry that we know very well, we have created a digital solution called Avilia, where we are trying pretty much to split the cost of sustainable aviation fuel, so the green premium, amongst all the different parties that benefit from the use of sustainable aviation fuels and energy. So the parties would be companies like Shell, so the suppliers, oil and gas, but also the airlines, and maybe at some point the airports, and the corporate travel passengers. And maybe one day it's you and me being able to use the tool to pay for sustainable aviation fuels to travel ourselves. But it's very important that we bring all the different parties together to contribute to lowering the cost challenges. And of course, it's very important for companies like Shell to bring technology, scale, innovation. But at the same time, we need to work with our customers to enable the supply, the demand side of the house. And with governments, let's not forget, we need the right policies to really support and incentivize the use of lower carbon molecules or electrons, and in any case, different forms of lower carbon energy.
And we can't forget legislation.
Correct. Clearly, policy and working with government and regulator is one of the main elements of bringing supply and demand together, because policymakers have the ability to kickstart either demand or supply, and in any case, provide certainty longer term to make investments.
Anna, we've come to the end of the interview now, but I'd like to know what you think viewers should take away from this interview.
Perhaps three things. One is that we will need a multitude of low-carbon solutions over time, from renewable generation to hydrogen, carbon capture and storage, biofuel, biogases, carbon removal, carbon offsettings, and they will all play a role over time until we get to net zero. The second piece is that we will need supply and demand coming together, supported by policies. So in a way, this is a societal challenge when it comes to energy transition and getting to net zero. And last but not least, we need to continue to benefit from energy whilst taking away the carbon. And in a way, carbon is what we need to go after versus energy.
Thank you very much, Anna.
Thank you.
Thanks to Shell's Anna Mascolo. How refreshing to move the discussion from decarbonisation ambitions to focus instead on the challenges and how we can solve them.